Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Aaliyah Camille and I'm here with episode number 3 of Musical Mondays. Now I know I'm here a little later than usual, but life has been lifing. I'm in school and I work full time, but I wanted to make sure that I was still here as promised. So when I come back in 2 weeks, I'm going to make sure that I'm here earlier, but as for today, we're just going to do it a little bit later. Alright, so let me jump right in and talk about the fact that Usher is going to be headlining the Super Bowl next year. He is going to be the halftime performer. When I heard that news, I was so ecstatic. I was so happy about it because he is a legend in this industry and he really deserves this spotlight. I went to see him in concert this past summer. I saw him at his Vegas residency with my family and it was so amazing. I had an amazing time. I know I keep saying amazing, but it was an amazing show. He had skating. His background dancers were on point. The audience was on point. His DJ was on point. There was confetti that came out of the sky at the end of the performance. It was just an experience that I will never forget. Now, I wanted to go back, but the way my funds were set up, the way the prices were set up, it's not happening. So it's all in here now, and like I said, I just won't forget. But if you do have the opportunity to go see him and you do have the money to go, I would highly recommend you seeing it. It was an amazing performance, and I'm just going to keep saying that. But if you cannot afford to go, you are going to be blown away at what you see during the halftime performance next year. I'm certain that he's going to kill it, and you guys are going to be talking about it for years to come. So, now that we got that out the way as well, I am going to jump right into the video. As you know, I love Jaguar 2 by Victoriamonet. I have been playing that album non-stop. I'm still listening to it. Not that it's an old album, but I'm still listening to it. And I got the opportunity to go see her last week. Now, she came to DC at her first stop, so that's the show that I went to, and I had an incredible time. Victoria killed it. To be one of her first shows and the first show of her tour, I was blown away. Normally, I'm iffy about going to an artist's first show because they're usually getting the kinks out. They kind of don't know what they're doing. I don't want to say they don't know what they're doing, but you can tell it's the first show. Especially a performer that has not gone on tour multiple times. But Victoria completely shattered that notion in my brain. She was on point. Her dancers were on point. Her band was on point. And the show was just a great time. I will say she doesn't realize how big she is because the venue that she was in was kind of small for the amount of people that were in there. We were literally standing in there shoulder to shoulder. I had to put my mask on. I was not playing with those people. She is going to be an artist that I can foresee being in stadiums like Beyonce. That's what she deserves. The way she puts on a show and the fans that she attracts and the amount of people that she attracts, I can definitely see her headlining a stadium tour in her future. Like, she is solid. She is on point with her dances. She is on point with her singing, and the songs are good. So, if you haven't got a chance to see Victoriamonet, please go see her. I think the tour is sold out, but if not, please get tickets. If you do already have tickets to go see her, you are going to have a great time. And please pull out your camera phone, get all the videos you can, because you do not want to forget that experience. Alright? So, now that I've talked about concerts and I talked about Usher, I'm going to actually jump into music. So, last week while I was away, Diddy announced his album. He didn't announce it. He dropped his album, the Love album. This album to me is amazing. I really, really enjoyed it from start to finish. There are a couple songs in there that I could do without, but overall, this is giving me a 90s R&B experience that I felt like I've been missing. I know Diddy came out and said R&B is dead. I didn't believe that, but this was a nice album to shatter that notion that R&B is dead. He pulled out all the stops. He has guest appearances from Busta Rhymes, Diddy Dirty Money. He has Mary J. Blige, Justin Bieber, Sway Lee. He has everyone on this album. My favorites on here have to be, and I have my handy dandy notebook, so I'm going to be looking at that. My favorites off the album, after listening to it for about 2 weeks, are Moments by Justin Bieber, which was a surprise to me because I'm not too much of a fan of his voice. Don't be mad at me. I'm not. But I think he sounds incredible on this track. I like with Mary J. Blige, it's giving that 90s feel. It samples her song from her album, so it just puts that added layer of nostalgia, and it's just a feel-good song. The next song that I like is Closer to God with Tiana Taylor. I am in love with that song. It's amazing. It's her talking about her feeling closer to God because of how in love she is, and that is just amazing. I love that so much. It's a good song. Also, he has a song on here titled Kim Porter, and it's dedicated to the late Kim Porter, and it's featuring Babyface, and it features John Legend. I really enjoy that song. It's really nice. It's a nice slowdown of the album. The album starts off with heavy hitters and high energy and upbeat music, and then it goes down, which I kind of like. I appreciate us going from here to here and ending out the album. Now, I will say he ends out the album with a song called Space with Her, and that is also a great song. I know my boyfriend, he really enjoys that song. That's one of his favorites off the album, and I've also seen a lot of people talking about how much they love that song as well. So, Diddy may want to put that one out as the next single. You ain't hear from me, but that is a song that I have been seeing everywhere that a lot of people like. Okay, so the next album that we're going to talk about is Doja Cat's Scarlet. Now, this album has been getting mixed reviews. When it first dropped, I seen a bunch of people talking about how much they love this album, and now I feel like there are people coming out maybe giving a different opinion. So, my personal opinion is I like the album. I think it's a solid album, but I will say to some degree, I thought we were going to get a little bit of a different sound from Doja. This almost sounds similar to her other albums, and I will say this isn't my favorite Doja album, but I do still feel like it's solid. Now, she has Agora Hills on there, which I really like. I like that she samples, all I do is think of you day and night. No, I can't sing, but I like that sample. I love Love Life. And I'm starting to really love Demons. I liked it a little bit the first time I heard it, but it grew on me listening to this album. I gotta give it a few more spins to really come back and say what my top songs are, but from listening to it since Friday, those are my top songs so far. Now, I do want to give an honorable mention to my girl Cleo Sol. She put out an album called Heaven. She also put this one out last weekend, and I really enjoyed it. I'm sorry, she didn't put this out last weekend. She put it out the 15th along with Diddy. This one is a good album as well. It's 30 minutes. I believe it's 7 songs. And it is a good album to just unwind your mind, relax to, just drown out everything that you've been holding on to. I feel like Cleo Sol gives solid albums each go round. And she's also putting out another song entitled Gold this Friday. I keep listening to the little snippet that she put on Twitter because I'm ready for it. It's Monday, but I want it now. And I just want to say, if you haven't heard of Cleo Sol, please look her up. She has an album called Rose in the Dark, and she has another album called Mother. That is my personal fave, but all the songs are good. I really enjoyed her. So, that is all I have for you guys today, and I hope that you guys can give me some good songs that you've been listening to. Have you gone to see Victoriamonet? Have you listened to the Diddy album? What are your thoughts about Usher performing at the Super Bowl? Is it something that you can't wait for? Do you wish somebody else was chosen? Let me know how you feel in the comments, and I will see you guys in episode 4 of Musical Mondays. Have a good night.